To continue, but I think I want to open up. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I have started and restarted like opening, closing a vlog, but I think what I'm just gonna do is open a new vlog. I initially started a vlog last week, but because I went away over the weekend to see BTS, I didn't really vlog that much because I was with my friends. I have clips and stuff from the concert, which I mainly posted as shorts, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But I had a wonderful time at that concert. BTS is always so much fun. I did see them for the Permission to Dance tour before they went to the military, and then I also saw J-Hope and Yoongi on their solo tours. So I was so happy to see them again all together, and I saw them at Stanford for day one with my best friends, and it was a really good time. And it's so interesting to me that there's all this discourse about, how day one was like really quiet, but like if you weren't there and if you're just basing that off of a live stream, like you can't really do that. And if you were there and didn't have fun, that's probably your own fault. Like when I'm at a concert, I only pay attention to what's on stage. I could care less about the audience. Like everyone experiences their concerts in different ways. There's some people who are more in tune and just want to be chill and watch them. I, for one, love to sing along and dance along. So, I mean, I have video, but like half of it is extremely difficult to watch because I'm just like dancing and up on my feet. So, like, everyone experiences concerts their own way. And also, like, there's a lot of talk about like half of the people who are there were like Stanford students, which isn't true. I don't know where that information came from. A lot of the people who I met were either like new army, or there was a lot of family that was there that I saw. I saw a lot of older people, which is again what I love about BTS. Anytime I go to their concerts, the generation gaps that are there are like so vast, and I love seeing that, especially because like they're closer to like, or at least Namjoon and J-Hope are like around my age, and then Jin and Yoongi are a little older. They're not super super young, so it's really great to see that like vast age group, because a lot of the concerts I've been going to recently, especially like the younger groups, there's a lot of like there's huge gap between like me and the other people. I feel like there's a lot of like teenagers or like 20-year-olds that go to those concerts, which, no shame, like that's no hate, even though I feel like people give us hate, even though 30s is not that old. But anyways, I just love that about BTS concerts. And I saw someone saying that like there weren't a lot of light sticks there, and I took video of the arena like when it wasn't light, and then or when it was light and when it wasn't light, because it started at 7, and when it was dark I saw so many light sticks, and I can put a clip here because it was just beautiful to see. I know a lot of people were buying light sticks there, and I bought my light stick for the pre-sale pickup. So not everyone had a light stick initially. And I go to plenty of concerts, and like not a lot of people have light sticks, or they have light sticks from other groups. I always see an NCT light stick at a concert, which I feel like is like a running joke in K-pop. Either that or a candy bong, which is like the Twice light stick. But yeah, I just have not been loving this discourse. And if you had fun day one, that's all that matters. Like nothing truly matters. Again, everyone experiences concerts in their own ways, and I did see a lot of younger people, like kids there too. So like yeah, and the sound also, I felt like in general, it was harder to hear the audience at that venue. And I've been watching clips at the other shows and like online, and it is hard to hear. Like I did notice that like at that specific venue, and I've seen them at SoFi Stadium, And like I saw Stray Kids at SoFi and Beyonce, and like that you can hear everyone. So like every venue is going to be different.
All right, next up, DJ Split Action.
And there's sound laws at that stadium because it's at a college campus. So the show ended like before 10, and we didn't get fireworks at the end. They had them like throughout the show and stuff, but we didn't get it at the end, which was kind of disappointing. But they did have those sound laws. So it is possible that that stadium, the sound also travels differently. Yeah. I just don't love this like hate that's happening. It's really annoying. And it's one thing that I don't love about Army. And we don't need to be rude or nasty to each other. That's all. And if you had fun, amazing. And if you went to day one, especially, amazing. So, anyways, that's the wrap up on the BTS concert. But today I'm still working from home. I've been working from home for like 3 weeks now. I'm getting a little like cabin feverish and need to be out. But there's a fire not too far, like 30 minutes away in Simi Valley. I know they contained a lot of it last night. It said we're under evacuation warning, but like it's been blue sky here. I did smell some of the smoke yesterday, but I think that's just because the wind, it was a little windy yesterday, so I think the wind carried it here. But yeah, I did not realize there's a fire going on until I came home. So yeah, but I seem like my power is still on and everything, and it's not like last year's fires, which were, yeah, but I did get a little anxious because I just feel like I get very anxious with when this stuff happens. Yeah, I've been working from home, and I had plans and stuff to like go to coffee shops and all that, but like there's not a lot of coffee shops where I live, and the ones that I want to go to are kind of a trek. So I try to save those for the weekend. So I've just been like making matcha. I did run out of creamer, so I need to do some grocery shopping, but I might wait to do that tomorrow morning, maybe. Because I do need creamer, but I've just been drinking my like pre-made matcha that has like everything in there. But yeah, so anyways, let me introduce this vlog. This is going to be a reading vlog. I am putting a pause on writing because I feel like I burnt myself out when I was writing my film and that other script that I wrote, and I'm just like not in the mood to write. So I've been writing my book here and there, but not really like only when I'm in the mood for it. So I am going to make this a reading vlog because I have been reading a lot. I'm currently reading Normal People by Sally Rooney. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of make this like a reading popular booktube books. This one is a little older, but I was reading, or I started rewatching the show because it was a comp for that dramedy that I was writing, which I'm putting a pause on right now. But I started rewatching it, and I was like, I really like the show. Like, I remember really liking it when I watched it. I think it was during the pandemic era. And I also, like, as I'm rewatching it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually like a good show. And it had great actors. Like, I think Paul Mescal is really good, and Daisy Edgar Jones. Really love both of them in that. But I put a pause on rewatching because I want to finish the book first to kind of give like a compare and contrast. But so far, it is pretty close. Like a lot of the dialogue is the same. I also don't know if this is just my version that I have or if it's also like this in the physical book. I'm reading the ebook while listening to the audiobook, but the dialogue doesn't have quotes, which I find interesting. Let me know if that's how it is in the physical book. I might go to Barnes and Noble to like see if they have a copy of it and see if that's the case or if it's just like this ebook. But yeah, that's a little like hard to grasp because I'm like, I'm reading the audiobook or listening to the audiobook and like they're speaking the dialogue, but there's no quotation. But I'm almost done. I'm like 67% the way through, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it is really good. Like, I'm not really a contemporary reader, but I do like this kind of story where we're just following this couple, like, and how they first started as a couple until, like, I'm not going to spoil it, but like, I mean, it's pretty old, but, and I also don't know if this was the end of the book, but the TV show left me in tears. I will just say that. So I remember being very upset at the end of that show. So I'm gonna see if that is the same here. Also, I feel like my voice is still kind of gone. I feel like now whenever I go to concerts, I it takes me a while to recover, and I only went to one day, and my friends went to all 3 days. So I don't think I could have done all 3 days. When they come to LA, I might see if there's like if they open more tickets and I might try to go, but right now it's all sold out and the prices on StubHub are too expensive. But yeah, anyways, sorry, I just noticed that my voice kept cracking. And I'm not sick anymore. Like I kind of full here and there, but I'm definitely much better than where I was. Um but yeah, so right now I'm 67%, and the chapters aren't like number chapters, they're like dates because we're, going through their timeline. So I'm at the part where it's 5 months later, December 2013, and they were just at the Marianne was talking about her current boyfriend and how he's like very she wants to be submissive in this relationship, and Connell's like trying to grasp that concept. I also think they just went on like a little vacation and met up with some people from high school and stuff like that, which I do believe was in the show as well, but I can't remember exactly like what happened in the show. But yeah, I would say Connell annoys me. I like there's times where I really love him, and then there's times where I'm just like the conversation he had with his mom in the car about how he's going to take Helen. That's her name, right? I always forget the other chick's name from high school that he ended up dating. He ended up taking her to the Deb ball or whatever. And I was like, and it's funny, it was a Deb ball here, but in the show, it felt more like a prom. But I also don't know if that's what they call prom in Ireland, or like, yeah, it just felt like more of a like dance or whatever, like a prom. So, anyways, that conversation, I was just as frustrated as like his mom was, like reading that and watching it again on the show. I was like, how can you be so like that? Just goes to show you that men are stupid. Like he really did not care about how Marianne would feel that he didn't ask her to the dance. And then just like the moments like in the club, and he just really doesn't, he clearly loves her and like wants to be with her because it's like different than what he's used to, and like she's different, and but he doesn't know how to handle it because he's kind of in this like popular world, and he kind of feels embarrassed to like even be with her like in public, but obviously like they're in a relationship. So yeah, he just frustrates me a lot. And Marianne, like I like Marianne, like she's cool, like I really like her, and I liked how she's kind of changed like in college. I feel like she's more obviously like more like she knows who she is as a person, and it's very different, which does happen like when you move from high school to college, but she's more like open and stuff. But yeah, so loving it so far. I don't have much work to do, but I do. I was gonna have a meeting with someone, and I am waiting to hear back from them to see how they want to do the meeting, and it's supposed to be at 11:30 my time. So I'll check within the next hour. It's already like 10. So hopefully she gets back to me. And if not, we might have to reschedule. But she's in the entertainment industry, and I wanted to like chat with her. So yeah, waiting to hear back on that. And I'm going to listen to the Zerobaseone album, which I watched the top 5 music video, and It was so good. I really, really liked that music video. I like the song as well. The song was really good. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel because it is, just 5 members now. And then the other 4 are in their own group with one extra member, which doesn't make sense to me because I'm just like, why couldn't you? Anyway, I was like, why couldn't you just be like one group still if you're still gonna? I was like potentially thinking maybe 1 or 2 of them would be like solo, but I am excited. I watched their like teaser for their album and I was like, ooh, I like the visuals here. So they're called like and to double or something like that. But Zero Base One is still Zero Base One, and that top 5 was so good. That was like exactly what I needed and what I wanted and was missing from this year in K-pop, because I just feel like for me personally, and I know my tastes aren't going to be the same as yours, but I haven't been loving K-pop this year, and I made a short about it. It's just it hasn't been jiving with me recently, and that's just purely based on my taste. But like I do know people who are enjoying it this year. But this was like exactly what I needed. And I'm very excited to listen to the album. So I'm going to do that now and get my thoughts on it. So, yeah, sorry for this long winded update, but there's a lot to talk about. So, this might be a little longer of a video. I will catch with you later. Okay, so I am calling you guys from a different area in my room. I'm trying to find different areas to film versus just being on my desk. Unfortunately, I do have to be on the ground here, but I wanted to do an unboxing and I thought it'd be fitting to be by my albums. There are my vinyls behind me. So, yeah, I just got the TXT VR thing. I purchased this when they dropped them online. I believe this was the first VR concert they did, which I did see. I haven't done the second one just because I'm trying to not spend as much on that sort of thing, especially now that if they are going to be releasing these, like as time goes on, like I would love the 80s one because that one was really good. But yeah, we got TXT as I'm wearing my TXT shirt. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath because it's kind of quite warm outside. So let's open her up. So you do get photo cards and you get the glasses. But you get the VR glasses and they say TXT on them. And like you put them on, and then I'm pretty sure, I don't know how you turn them on, but I would have to look up the instructions for that. There's like little scrolly things up here. So yeah, not sure how to turn them on, but it's so cool that you get the VR glasses. We'll open. I did not get the one that comes with the poster because I already have the poster and I was like, I don't need an extra poster. We shall see. The photo cards. So yeah, this is the one that I saw. I didn't see the heart attack one, but you get both. Oh, okay. So these are the QR codes. So I'm assuming you scan the QR codes when you turn on the glasses, and that's how it shows the concert. So it looks like you get both VR concerts, which I have not seen this one yet. So that is exciting. This is the one I did see, the Hyper Focus. I saw it in Cape Town. So that's exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'll have a little VR concert this weekend. And then you do get a photo card of each member. So here is Subin. We got Yeonjun. Then we have Bomgyu. Oh, super cute. Love that. Then Taeyeon. Oh my god. These are cute. And then Hyun and Kai. The thing with me in this group is that my bias constantly changes. But initially, when I first got into them, I think Subin was my initial bias, but then I watched more of the videos and I love Bomgyu's personalities. I was really into Bomgyu for a very long time, but then Taeyeon kind of was wrecking me, and then Hyun and Kai was wrecking me for a bit. So like I don't really have an official bias in this group, if I'm going to be honest. I love each and every single one of them, but you also get an extra photo card. This was just like on top of the box when I opened it, but got Bumgyu. So cute. Okay, so that's exciting. I'll get to watch that this weekend. I mean, I can watch it whenever, really. If I'm going to be honest, I can watch tonight if I don't want to watch the shows that I'm watching. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. And because this is a music channel as well, I'm going to go and I will catch you all later. Hello. So I'm at my dining room table right now because I'm about to eat lunch because I am starving. But I had to go to Starbucks because I ran out of lunch stuff. I have bread and like cheese, and I guess I could have made like a grilled cheese, but I didn't feel like cooking because it's really hot today. But there's a Starbucks like right by me, so I just went there and I'm gonna try their refresher thing. I feel like they're kind of going with like a Dutch Bros vibe with this, but this is the Tropical Butterfly Energy Refresher, and it's got like passion fruit and guava and these pineapple popping boba, and I love popping boba, so I was like, oh, I'll try it because I didn't want like a coffee, but I did want some caffeine because I was getting a little tired. But I just tried and failed at the Katseye pre-sale. So I got an email because I signed up for pre-sale. I got the membership and all that, and it was like really easy to sign up. I got the code last night, and the email literally said 3 p.m. local time. But apparently it started at 11 a.m. and I had no idea about this. I was literally just waiting until like 3 p.m. rolled around. And then my friend texted me, hey, like, how's the queue line? And I was like, oh, it doesn't start till, oh, my light is not on and I look like a raccoon. But they were like, hey, the pre sale is happening. And I was like, what? No, it's supposed to start at 3 p.m. So then I log into Ticketmaster, and lo and behold, it started at a way before 3 p.m. So I'm a little pissed off because when I got in there, I was like 300,000 something people in line. And then I guess people were having issues with the code or whatever, not working. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if this was a Ticketmaster thing or if they just told us the wrong time on that email or if they only accidentally gave us the general sale time because the general sale starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow as well. So I'm just a little angry because had I known it was at 11, I would have been there at 11 and probably potentially could have gotten a good number. But to be 300 plus people in line for Katseye for Crypto Arena is like ridiculous. I'm so miffed and so angry. And yeah, so general sales happening, but there were no tickets left once I got in after like an hour later. There was nothing left to buy. So I don't know. I'm going to try again at 3 p.m. and see. Maybe there were two pre sales that I wasn't aware of, but I don't know. I truly don't know, and I am quite angry. So yeah, I'm probably no longer going to stand. Sorry, those popping bobas are really good. Yeah, I'm probably no longer going to stand Katseye because the past two pre-sale Ticketmaster things have happened and I've been unsuccessful both times. So, yeah, a little angry and miffed and disappointed. They are going to be at Head in the Clouds, which is at the Rose Bowl, and I may or may not the tickets are kind of pricey for that, and I would only be there for like them, and I think XG is going to be there, and I think Longshot is also going to be there, and I've been really liking Longshot, but yeah, 200 for general sale is just, I'm also trying to save for something next year, so like, I don't know. I'm just, and Late Seraphim and Boy Next Door have also announced a tour, and slightly hoping that Ant Team will also sell. It's also really hard to save as someone who uses most of their paycheck for their rent. So like, yeah. Anywho's, I just wanted to update you guys on that. I'm gonna eat. I am starving, and this is gonna be a longer vlog. So apologies because I've actually updated more times, but Yeah, I probably will not update you guys again until I finish reading Normal People. It's been a very weird day. It's already 2 p.m. and I feel like I've done like nothing. So, yeah, and then I had a whole debacle with dealing with medical related things. The healthcare here really is not good. I don't know what anyone thinks, but American healthcare system, no. I support all the people who are working the healthcare system because it's a mess, but trying to get reports for MRIs that have I literally did last Monday and I'm only getting half of them. Yeah, I'm not happy. Just to say the least. So I'm in a little bit of a mood right now. But anyways, I'm gonna eat. I'm also probably just really hungry. So yeah. Hi guys, so I am trying from yet again a new angle in front of my bookshelves. I don't think I've shown you guys my bookshelves, maybe, but they are here. I think you may have seen part of them in some shorts. But yeah, I wanted to give an update on Normal People because I did finish it last night and I ended up giving it a 5 star, which I feel like is pretty rare for me for contemporaries. I don't give a lot of 5 stars out to contemporaries because I'm more of a fantasy reader. I have a whole shelf and a half dedicated to fantasy sci-fi. So, and then there's some, you know, contemporary sprinkled in, but I only have like my faves on here. So I don't often read a lot of contemporaries, but I really did like normal people. I liked the themes that they were dealing with because later towards the end, Connell was kind of dealing with some mental health issues, which made me feel bad when I said like I don't really like, but he was clearly going through a lot. And obviously, so is Marianne. And I believe, I can't remember if she has something. I think they mentioned it like earlier in the books, but didn't really mention it throughout the rest of the book. But yeah, I feel like a lot of it, like the second half, kind of discussed like her relationship and how she wanted to feel submissive. Cause like there's a part where her and Connell were going to have sex again and she wanted to be submissive, but he didn't want to do that. So they ended up not. But at the same time, she still kind of struggled with this idea of that and wasn't sure if that's something she actually wanted. But yeah, I kind of wish they explored that on Marianne like a little bit further as to why she felt that need in her relationships. But yeah. And then I would like trigger for mental health, and there's also suicide. So I would definitely trigger warnings for that if you have not read it yet. I know it's a pretty popular book, so I feel like a lot of people have read it and potentially have watched the show. So yeah, this is my first time reading a Sally Rooney book, but I did enjoy her writing style. And again, I liked the characters, and I feel like there's even like good character development with the side characters, especially the ones from like her high school and after like the suicide, because I think Alan maybe, oh, I can't remember. There's so many characters in this book, so I can't remember the names. But one of the guys from their high school kind of apologized to Marianne for like how he treated her in school. So I feel like there was a lot of like character growth, which I appreciated because it wasn't fully focused just on like Marianne and Connell. And then we kind of got more of Connell's mom later in the book. And also Marianne kind of asked like how people viewed her mom because like she doesn't have a great relationship with her mom. So I thought that conversation was pretty interesting. And yeah, overall really good. I gave it a 5-star read or rating. So really liked it. So the next book I'm gonna pick up, I feel like I've read a lot like this month. I feel like I'm just back in a reading mode, like a strong reading mode. So I'm very excited to pick up this next book. I don't know how long it will take me if I'll finish it by this month or by the end of this month because we have about 9 days. It is the 20th or maybe it's the 19th. I don't remember days anymore because I've been working from home for so long. But it is coming up on the end of the month. And I wanted to pick up a book by an Asian author because it's a AAPI month and I've been lacking on diverse reads, I've realized. So I need to pick that up again. I mean I read a lot from female authors just in general, but different diverse authors has been lacking unless they're like Owl Cray books. But I've kind of put a pause on those. But anyways, so what I'm going to read and what I forgot I had is Katabasis by R.F. Kuang. I have read her Poppy Wars series, or at least the first book, and then I read Yellowface, and I've also read Babel by her. So I've read quite a few of her books and I do like her writing. It is heavy a lot of the time, so they do take me a longer time. Like that's kind of why I haven't gone back into the Poppy Wars series because that first book was very traumatic. So I have been putting it off and those are big. I have all the books, I think. Or maybe I just have the first one. I don't remember. But I'm might or I'm thinking I'm going to listen to the audiobook with this because like I said, her writing is pretty dense sometimes. Yellowface was relatively easy to read, but there's just a lot of like educational stuff I feel like within her books. So I think having the audiobook on the side will also help. And I feel like I've just been liking that in general when it comes to reading. Like I did that with Normal People and did it with Wuthering Heights, but again, I'm going to reread that book like physically because it I didn't like the audiobook. So yeah, it really depends on the audiobook too. Like if I like the narrator and stuff. But it's pretty chunky, like most of her books. But I've heard mixed reviews on this book, and I feel like that happened like Babel. I felt like the majority liked it, but it was kind of hard to get through for some people. And I feel like this was pretty popular too when it came out and people were talking about it, but I feel like now it's kind of not really being talked about it. But I do think this world is a little bit more interesting to me because it is set in hell. So I think they're like at a school in hell and they are trying to escape or something like that. I think that's what's happening. So it sounds more up my alley with the supernatural aspects of it. So yeah, my next read will be this. And yeah, totally forgot I had this because I purchased it, I think, with some albums that I purchased at Barnes and Noble because I had a few gift cards and some credits. So yeah, and I think it was on sale too. But yeah, this runs at 541 pages. So yeah, her books are pretty long. But that'll be my next book. And that'll be two like kind of popular-ish booktube books that I am reading, one from the past and one from now. I think this came out last year. But yeah, I do like the colors of I like this cover as well because I'm a very green and gold kind of gal. So yeah, that is the next book. I also wanted to quickly update on here because I mentioned I was going to listen to Zerobaseone's Ascend album and really, really loved it. I loved that album. It might be a contender for my favorite album of the year, which there's a couple in there that could potentially be the number one, but I really enjoyed this. And I'm not as sad that it is a new structured zero base one because I feel like we get to hear more of their voice, like their distribution is a lot better because now there's only five versus splitting between nine people. So I do like that. And I am now really excited for Anti Doubles comeback to see like what kind of vibe they give. But I feel like this is more of a grown up version of Zero Base One. And I also love that because there's five of them, like they do get longer lines. And sorry, I had to stop and start because this when I'm facing you, I can see like everyone who walks by, but hoping they don't see me because I have my blinds closed pretty to where there's light coming in, but also to where it's not like everyone could see me talking to a camera. But anyways, so yeah, like you get each member gets a lot more lines, and today got a lot of lines, and I've like he is one of my favorite vocalists in K-pop. I love his voice, and I feel like he would only be used for like his belting and like his high notes. I feel like he was kind of the Jung Ho of Zero Base One, but now we actually get to see him singing more lines and all of that, and I'm really excited. And obviously, Matthew Love, he was a lot in that music video. Matthew was a lot. He is my bias. I have two biases, or had. So it was Ricky and Matthew for me, and then Ricky is now an Anti Double. So now they can be both my biases, even though they were before. But yeah, Gunnock was also a lot. So yeah, I love them all, but Matthew can be a lot for me sometimes, and he definitely was in that music video. But yeah, I think my favorite song, Customize and Top 5 are definitely my favorite songs off that album. But yeah, I also want to update people that I'm probably not going to post on TikTok as much just because I've been engaging with a lot of army on there and it hasn't been fun. So I'm not going to post on there, and people can just be really rude on TikTok. So I'm not really going to be posting on there, mostly shorts and Instagram if you want to follow me there. But yeah, I do like doing the short form content, but I just don't love army on TikTok, which is so funny because everybody who I met at the concert this past weekend was like extremely nice. And we also ran into Bay Area Army, and I got a freebie from them, and they're always super nice. And yeah, I had a great time. So I just really don't know what all this discourse like stuff is happening for. And I think El Paso also kind of got a lot of it too, but it's like it's unnecessary. So I am not on TikTok. I deleted it from my phone. So I will be posting less on there and mostly shorts and Instagram in case people were wondering. But yeah, those are the updates. And again, this will be a longer vlog. So apologies, but there is a lot to talk about. Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. So, I just wanted to give a quick update on reading, and I am reading. Hold on one second as I try to pick this up with the mic. But I am reading Katabasis by R.F. Kuang, and it's a heavy book, so I'm going to put it back down. But I'm like a little bit under 50 pages in, and I've been listening to the audiobook, but I don't love the audiobook narrator, so I think I'll probably just read it physically. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it by the end of this month because we're coming up on the last week of the month and I'm going to be gone for 2 days. So I might, well, I could read it on the plane. I could read it, but it is a big book. So yeah. Also, my hair is like really poofy right now, but I took my car to a car place to get it looked at because I think there might be an issue with my air conditioning. But I walked and it's not that hot. It's just, it was muggy when I was walking. and I was just like sweating so much. And it's literally like a 5 minute drive, but it was like a 40-minute walk. So I'm also like dealing with some, woman symptoms right now. So I think I was, walking a little bit slower than normal. But yeah. So I don't know if I'm loving it, but again, I'm not that far into it, and I feel like it does take me some time to get used to RF Kwang's writing because again, she is very educational in her writing and a whole no, that's spam. I don't know who that is. It's a 510 number. We're in LA's. But yeah, I don't know if I'm like loving it, but we did just come up on like what I think is the inciting incident. So hopefully things will pick up. I do like that it's set in hell. Like I think that's really cool. And I like that they're like magicians and stuff. But there is like a chapter just about like magic, which kind of threw me off. And then like the narrator changed for that. So I was like, oh wow, we're getting like a whole chapter on what magic is. So yeah, we'll see, we'll see. But I just wanted to give a quick little update and I'll chat with you later. All right, everyone. So I just tried making a cream top with matcha and coconut cream and kind of doing the coconut cream top thingy. I don't think I had the measurements right for this glass, but it tastes good. And I also flavored it with some salted caramel syrup. So it is because the matcha that I am using currently has a pretty umami flavor. So I like to add a little bit of sweetness. But yeah, usually people use the clear coconut water. I didn't realize this coconut water was like pretty white, but it's the Vita coconut, extra coconut. I'm gonna give it a stir and I'll show you how it looks like all stirred up. But yeah, I don't think I used enough of the cream to like fill it to the top, but it had the correct thickness because I'm using the Organics cream, coconut cream, which is already like a creamy consistency. So let's stir her up. Yeah, people kind of go like this. Spilling on the side, but still has the great color that I love because this matcha is really good. But yeah, looks pretty tasty. So let's give it a taste. Here she is. Let's give it a whirl. She looks beautiful. So, oh, that's actually really good. Oh yeah, I like that because it's like a little thicker than my usual like iced matchas that I do. So yeah, and I actually like that coconut water that I use because it has a little bit more flavor and it just doesn't feel as watered down, but cheers.
Crazy. Hey, Eddie, I have an idea. Maybe I should dress up like a janitor and follow her. No, wait, I did that last week. I know. I'll be the lunch lady.